Do you deal with the embarrassment of a civil suit filed against you? A few years ago, I found myself in the midst of a personal injury case following an accident. At the time, I was young, naive, and sheltered, having grown up in a close-knit religious community that limited my exposure to the outside world. I was also shy and lacked knowledge about the legal system and lawsuits. Consequently, when I decided to pursue legal action, a family member helped me find an attorney, who unfortunately turned out to be less than competent. The attorney seemed to have little interest in keeping me informed about my case, leaving me clueless about its progress. Around this time, I also left my parents' home and met my husband, who became my source of guidance and support. Through him, I slowly learned about the complexities of the world, how to think critically, question authority, and assert my own voice. With limited knowledge about my own case, I was taken by surprise when my new attorney suddenly started demanding that I meet with him in his office. However, due to the injuries I sustained in the accident, I was unable to leave my home. I also wanted my husband by my side during any discussions to ensure I fully understood the details. The cognitive issues resulting from my injuries made it challenging for me to comprehend legal matters, so having my husband present to explain them afterward was immensely helpful. I believe it's essential for me to know what's happening, particularly since the lawyers had failed to provide any explanations thus far. The attorney persisted in asking me to meet with him, and I couldn't understand why he couldn't convey his message over the phone. Each time he called, I made sure my husband was present to assist with the conversation. Recently, I stumbled upon a court filing in which the attorney requested to be released from the case, citing concerns related to my husband's involvement. He argued that my husband had complete control over me, insisting on being present during every conversation, and implied that I refused to meet with him because of my husband's influence. However, my reluctance to meet in person was solely due to my illness at the time. The attorney wrongly interpreted my husband's presence in the background as him dictating my actions, when in reality, he was simply helping me grasp the legal jargon and processes. It was like needing an interpreter to facilitate clear communication. In his filing, the attorney painted a distorted image of me as someone devoid of agency, reliant on others like a vulnerable cult victim. This public record has caused me immense embarrassment and distress. Anyone who comes across this document could easily form an inaccurate impression of me as someone easily controlled. Discovering its existence has been a challenging experience for me.